For every official engagement and activity of the Lagos State Governor week in, week out, the major set goal is to drive a sustainable growth for the state in diverse ramifications with an underlying desire, which is to transform challenges into opportunities for a greater Lagos. So let's share with you how the business of governance transpired and was conducted in Lagos in recent times from the office of Mr. Governor. First, from the governor's office, let's bring you recent courtesy visit to Mr. Governor. The recent courtesy visit by the UK Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, and his team to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu brought to the fore the great socio-economic potentials in a sustained synergy and collaboration between the UK and Lagos. David Lammy and Governor Sanwo-Olu both agreed to continuously work together based on the existing potentials to achieve a mutually benefiting relationship for the United Kingdom and Nigeria.
People-to-people links between the United Kingdom and Nigeria are second to none. There will be many families here in Lagos with relatives and family in London and across the UK. Business, remittances, finance, money, growth are part of our mutual DNA. But there is more that we can do. It's wonderful to see the red line and the increasing transportation and opportunities here in Lagos, and very, very pleasing that UK manufacturers have been part of the stock that's transporting people here in Lagos between home, between work, and on their travels. We want to see more of that over the coming months. With developments here, with your deep sea port and other things, we want to see more over the coming months and years. And of course, in this age of climate, as we also see growth in energy, particularly clean energy, there is possibilities between companies that want to invest here in Lagos as well. I'm very pleased that my dear friend Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, is working so closely with Lagos, and we see Transport for London also working in partnership with you over this next horizon and this next period particularly. But I am here to say that the UK is very much open for business. We're open for business with our old friends, and Lagos represents a very old friendship.
But more importantly, on the government-to-government side, and creating opportunity for businesses to grow and thrive. What we have as a clear advantage in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, is the sheer number of the young, dynamic population that we see, and they're yearning, for new opportunities globally. And so the government is creating, that atmosphere or that opportunity for them in terms of training, skills development, and the development plan that we see is to make Lagos a human development capital of the world, where, businesses can see 10, 20 years from today, you need special skills in certain areas. Come to Lagos, you will have, the right set of people that can even actually be working from here in any part of the world. So these are some of the things that we see as a growth plan for us. But today, like you mentioned, there are a few things that we're doing, with our business partners in the UK. You've mentioned, the train rolling stock that we have. We've got a class 43 trains, running on the red line, and we're very happy. They're moving passengers. The GWR trains on the red line that we just launched formally about a month and a half ago is the longest corridor right now. And when it goes into full commercial activity in terms of passenger traffic, it's supposed to be moving about 500,000 people per day. So these are new growth areas that we see. We've seen a huge opportunity in clean energy, in waste management. Lagos generates 15,000 metric tons of waste, so there's a huge, waste to energy, opportunity that we can look, and because we're also in a very small, tiny space, So we need to also be very, we need to be very clear about how we utilize our environment and how we preserve that environment that has this huge, population.
The board and management of Ibile Oil and Gas recently paid Governor Sanwo-Olu a courtesy visit to acquaint him and update the governor of the progress report made so far. In his presentation, the chief executive outlined groundbreaking achievements as well as short and long-term goals.
Ibile Oil and Gas has gone from zero revenue in 2018 to 16.6 billion in revenues last year, and is on track to earn 24 billion by the end of this year. So that's a cumulative average growth rate of about 56%. Ibile Oil and Gas was intended to be Lagos State's answer to the federal government in terms of harnessing our oil and gas or our energy resources in Lagos State to make a difference to Lagosians. The easiest way to start, you will agree with me, was by looking at the downstream business, where we could then create awareness of what IOGC was. To date, we now have 17 branded stations across Lagos, and all located across the 5 Ibile regions of Lagos, so people can start to see Lagos State's interventions in the oil and gas space. So we have started by creating our retail fuels businesses, expanding into gas. The intention was not to compete in the low margin business of selling petrol and diesel. It was just to create awareness for Ibile at that time, which we have done. What we're doing next is now moving into the areas that actually affect Lagos. We're talking about creating clean air. We're pioneering the conversion of 600 vehicles mostly from Lagos State to stop running from PMS to CNG, and we've already got those arrangements in place. We're currently partnering with MDGIF to get funds of about 18 billion out of a 40 billion total capital investment for the development of our gas transportation business. With your support, Mr. Governor, we've already on our own contributed 7.3 billion from IOGC. The expectation is that we're able to get some more support to be able to complete the project by next year. What we will then have would be a number of CNG fueling stations, of which we will be partnering with MDGIF to develop them. So I think about 17 in total, which we will have to be supplying gas to vehicles that we have converted, and the intention is then to enable others to start looking at it. One of the other things we've thought about is to try and get Lagos gas utilized for Lagos. So we've partnered with 2 other companies to participate in the mini bid round. We've submitted the bids and we've paid the signature bonuses, and IOGC has 10% of those 2 assets that range from 5.5 TCF in total recoverable gas to about 18 TCF, about 18.5 TCF in total recoverable gases. What that will do for Lagos is change the landscape. We complain that Lagos is an ecologically tenuous area. It's very crowded, and what we want to do is try and minimize the pollution that's in Lagos as much as possible.
On his part, Mr. Governor expressed his satisfaction so far and pledged to continue to support the agency.
To know and to see a deliberate, effort that the leadership of this company has indeed put in the last 4 years or so now, and the deliberate interventions that we've noticed in that space. Let me first thank all of you, and of course the very hardworking chief executive express our very deep satisfaction to what we hear, what we see, what you know that IOGC has become, how competitive you've turned, and how you have very quietly but very steadily, inch into the oil and gas business, especially in the downstream sector. I remember too well a few of your projects that have come out to commission, and we've watched you grow the last couple of years, and it's clear to us that the support the government has given have all been are being utilized, efficiently and profitably, and truly that should be, the way it should. I'm aware of some of the very huge opportunities that we are currently exploring. I'm aware some of the new relationships you are trying to create, and so it's therefore very gratifying to see a quasi-government agency, doing the right thing and doing it very well.
Party cohesion and unity formed the crux of discussions and deliberations at the recent courtesy visit by the new executives of Inter-Party Advisory Group Lagos branch to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu in Lagos. The spokesperson for the group and Mr. Governor harped on achieving a common goal for Nigerians, which is to propagate partnership and collaboration among political parties, irrespective of their different political affiliations and platforms.
Our coming here together is also to ensure that Eko Umama Tesiwaju see all the time. And we are very thankful because I was told that you are the first governor to host us. That's very yes. We acknowledge a lot of important things that you have done. There are about 27 million people in this state. 20 million people are moving around every day. Transport is the number one problem, and you are facing it head on. We acknowledge it. It's very important to acknowledge that. The waste generated in Lagos and the fact that different efforts have been made to do recycling to ensure waste to wealth. I know that because I was also involved in doing some HSC conferences in the past in which Lagos State sent your then Minister, Commissioner for Health, to be a speaker at that conference. So I'm saying this because it's not just politics, it's facts. These are things that this government has been doing. And so all of us who are here, we are coming to say, well done, thank you, and continue doing what you are doing. In addition to that, we also want to make a commitment to supporting the government going forward. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is the people, not us. The most important thing is the electorate, the citizens, the young men and women who are the future. And so the infrastructure of Lagos State, food security, and all these critical things, they are things for which we are all elected to ensure we represent. And we want to ensure that that becomes very possible by virtue of collaborating and cooperating rather than struggling for power. So, I'm speaking on behalf of not just the executive that is here, all 9, 10 parties that are here. There are another 9 parties that are not here, there are 19 parties overall, and we have the same idea. The idea is Lagos must be greater.
I have listened and have been a keen observer of what IPAC stood for in the last 6-7 years. I've actually also seen that over time, you have also grown, in content and in reach, and I want to thank you for that. Listening here this afternoon, it's clear to me that in whatever formation we find ourselves, there is always a need for criticism. There is always a need for clear, observation to be able to either admonish or encourage, your fellow political parties, on what they're doing. And this visit has further confirmed, and appreciate your efforts. Your effort first at ensuring that you observe and transparently so some of the solutions that were brought about as a party, some of the interventions we've had to reduce socio-economic pressure that we have amongst our citizens, but more importantly, to put aside political differences, but to ensure that at the end of the day, it's the citizens, and we're all citizens of Lagos, right? And that is what is most important and what is germane for each and every one of us. And we keep saying this, after politics and all of it, we're citizens of the city, and we need to work together, and we need to solve the problem. Nobody will go in front of a train or a bus or a ferry service, and the first question they're asking of you is, what is your political party, before they allow you in. We're all citizens. Nobody will ask you, where you are from, or what is your party, before they sell you bread or they sell you, rice. We're all citizens, and we're all. So that, in my view, should be our underlying understanding that whatever affects one person positively affect all of us.
Away now from courtesy visits, let's now bring you some official engagements of Mr. Governor in recent times. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently unveiled and commissioned 3 iconic projects in highbrow Banana Island in Lagos to the admiration of the outgoing and incoming administration of the residential estate alongside some government functionaries. At each unveiling and commissioning of the projects, the governor did not only express his satisfaction at the projects, he equally highlights their importance and relevance, as well as the level of the state's government agencies' involvement with the projects.
So to the glory of God and to the benefit of all of our residents, both visitors and residents that are here, it's an honor for me to be unveiling and commissioning the administrative and gatehouse of Banana Island Resident Association, one of the foremost resident associations in Lagos. They are very law-abiding, they are very committed to the legal Lagos agenda, they are very forward-looking, and they obey the rules and regulations of our city. So we're happy to be part of them, to join them in this self-finance investment for the benefit of all residents and all their visitors that will be coming in. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. On behalf of the government and people of Lagos State, we're happy to be here this morning to come and join the residents of Banana Resident Association to unveil, commission and hand over for your usage your estate administrative building, which I imagine will be a place of convergence, a place of dispute resolution, a place of information communication, a place of community engagement in whatever issues, in whatever problem, in whatever information you require, either as a resident or as a visitor, or even as government, so that we have a working relationship between government, between the residents and the executive. And so investment like this, properties or offices like this help to, resolve issues that we all might not have the capacity individually to resolve. And so that's why I want to enjoin the residents to continue to work with their executive. You have chosen those your executives. I think it's important for you to donate those responsibilities to them and work with them. Lagos State government appreciates that they are also a resolver of issues for us, and a few times we've had to come, and we respect the relationship we have with them. And so it's an honor that I'm here to unveil and hand over this your building to you for your usage and for the usage of the entire resident. And so therefore it's my honor and my privilege to do this for you. Thank you very much.
Here now we have the estate recreational ground. It has sports center facility. It has ambience onto the lagoon. And this was heavily sponsored by Messrs. Providence Bank. They've got their ATM machine here as well. And they've done wonderful job on the football pitch and the long tennis court, everything, basketball court, on Astro Turf, and you can see that it's all proper land use. They've converted, a dead asset, that hitherto was not friendly, was not an eye to behold, but they've turned it to a place where residents can indeed have community engagement and have a better relationship amongst themselves. These are some of the things that engender, co-location, co-living, cohabitation, and a better lifestyle at the end of the day. So, on behalf of the residents, the executives that have done this, it's my honor to first thank Messrs. Providence for being part of this, for the executive that were very proactive and forward-looking, And to all the residents that will also be using this, commission and unveil this facility for your benefit. Thank you very much.
At a short gathering after the commissioning exercise, the governor commended the fantastic infrastructural development so far achieved by the outgoing administration and equally challenged the incoming administration to sustain and maintain the success made so far.
My admonition and my request will be for the incoming executive. Indeed, going around this estate this afternoon, really, you have a big job to do. The shoes that they've created for you, I really hope that you can check your shoe sizes and you can really fit into it. But I know that if you apply wisdom and you can draw from the wealth of your predecessor, it will help you greatly to be able to navigate what you are freely, that you have the leadership capability. And I know that the residents have chosen very well, even with the incoming leadership. So I want to say that all of the things we've seen here, and I did make a disclosure when I was coming in that I'm not yet a resident. And you see, I was treating somebody there that is my landlord, because they gave me a small bungalow that each time the rent expires, I get a phone call. But the point to note is that, it's important that when we come back here 2-3 years from today, that all of these facilities are still well maintained. Maintenance is one thing that we need to be able to, earn and respect in this part of the world. All of the sporting facilities that they've donated to you, all of the ATM machines that are there, all of the things that we see here, the responsibility will see that they are well maintained, they are functional 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, 5 years down the line, so that indeed both the residents and the people that have supported and donated this will be encouraged to want to also do more, and continue to see that it was money well spent. And to all the residents, like I said, and I'll also say it, you're one of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. But it's not anybody's fault. It's neither yours. It's because, in my view, you've all earned it, you've worked tirelessly to be where you are, and the minimum we can do as a government is also to support you.
In a separate interview, the outgoing chairman and the incoming chairman shared their thoughts.
We have been working with the agencies of the state government to ensure that we have a good relationship that ensures, security, safety, good neighborliness in the estate. And my advice to the incoming ESCO is to continue that work, to maintain that relationship and build on it, and to exceed us in whatever it is that we have accomplished.
One major thing that we have done so far is to provide a very enabling environment for all Banana residents. And the first key thing that we must do is to maintain all those facilities. Another promise we also are making right now is to provide medical facility, because if there's any emergency, there's no way to run to. So we must have a first aid, a primary care, then we'll begin to maintain every other thing. The governor has also promised to assist us with the access road. I think that's another third priority for us. And we'll sustain all the development that is going on. And you'll see more of us. Thank you.
And still from the governor's office, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was in attendance at the recently held Lagos State Ministry of Wealth Creation and Empowerment Year 2024 Upskilling of Artisans and Tradesmen graduation ceremony of 1,200 graduates in Lagos. Mr. Governor, in his speech, was indeed excited about the great opportunity given to the graduates. He equally charged them to use the opportunity to improve their life and also contribute to the development of the state.
I'm happy because my citizens are happy. I'm happy because today we're giving life and hope to over 1,000 Lagosians. We're giving a better opportunity to over 1,000 families here today. And that is the main reasons of governance. To give hope to people that think there is no hope again. To give belief to people that believe that there is no belief again. And to give opportunity to people that think that there are no opportunities again for them. So today is a special day for me. And so we're here to celebrate you. You hardworking artisans and tradesmen in our state. You have just finished a very rigorous special training that has helped you to become a better tradesman, that will help you to become a better skill scrapper in your job. This training, we believe, will help you to work faster, to work better, to earn more money, to be more successful, to be able to support your family, to be able to support your community, to be able to be self-reliant, and to become an employer of labor yourself too. So you need to be proud of yourself.
To revitalize, reinvigorate, and preserve the arts, culture, and tradition of the Yoruba people, Governor Sanwo-Olu conducted a soft launch of the J. Randall Center during his tour guide of the center in Lagos.
Yet another soft launch to now formally and publicly declare access to the general public to the John Randall Center, which is under the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, but it's going to be known as John Randall Center for Yoruba Heritage and Culture, and to the glory of God and to the benefit of mankind. All of us coming here and will be richly thrilled with what it's about. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
During the in-house interaction and discussion session with various stakeholders, Mr. Governor proposed an idea to create event programs that can attract local and international audience to the center yearly.
So part of the things that I believe we should do is, like you said, transparently, right? Let's have periods where we can, do proper calendarization. So people will know that, arts, culture, tourism, from the last quarter of the year, Lagos is ready for you in all of that space. We can all say that, the months of October, the month of November, the month of December is in one tourism space or the other. Be it entertainment, be it, your festival, be it we're doing, regatta, be it we want to do fashion hub, we want to, everything. So that once we have like a plan, then people would now see how they can fit into those plans, and additional questions, and both local and international audience can now begin to plan towards some of those calendarization that we see. But in terms of specific funding, or access to government funding, government can only be, and we will not be able to solve all the problems. So government also needs to be able to see what you are bringing to the table and be able to derive the expected value and the outcomes that we see. Like I said, the people that we've given support to are institutions that we know they were training people, right? Like I said, each one of them have trained over 1,000 at each one piece. So part of the things I've said, what is your curriculum? What is the learning outcome that will come from this training? How do you even select the people that you want to send on this kind of training? Government can put some of those kind of things in place. But overall, truly really is for all of us to sit together. Because we don't want it to be something that we just sit in an Alausa and we just fashion out and we just rolled out. It has to be a conversation where everybody has a role to play.
And finally, from the governor's office, the traditional one-day governor role saw Abdulaziz Abdurrahman, winner of the 20th edition of the Spelling Bee competition from Oriwu Senior Model College from Ikorodu, as the man of the moment as he conducted the business of governance with the State Executive Council members recently in Lagos. For the one-day governor of Lagos State, it was indeed a great and inspiring moment.
Actually, it was a very, very tough journey because I had to excel at the school level, represent my school at the local government level, represent my local government at the state level, and I triumphed at the state level after a rigorous spelling exercise. And I'm very, very grateful to God because without him, I'm nothing. And I'm very happy to be among the executive cabinet of the governor because it's opened me to seeing beyond the normal things my normal youth will see. And it is a motivation for me to soar higher and pursue my dreams and never settle for less.
Well, that's a wrap from the Governor's Office segment this week. Join us again for another broadcast as we capture and catalog the business of governance from the seat of power in Lagos. Up next on the City of Lagos TV show is Speaking with the SA. And of course, our special guest today is a special advisor to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on health. Enjoy it. We'll be right back.